Hello guys, how are you? We are here with a new video for the channel. Today we are in a video I'm sure you have been waiting for me quite a bit. Today we are going to do a comparison between Leo Messi's F50 and the generic F50 or the standard F50. Let's see what the differences are, which one is more worthwhile, and especially what type of player, what player profile each one is aimed at. So, having said all that, let's get started. Congratulations! Thank you very much. Good boots. It wasn't a speed seller like we had in previous years with the X18 or even the X Ghost, which were very good despite their various details. Despite that, they improved quite a bit with the X Speed Flow, but then declined somewhat with the X Speed Portal. And well, we all know what the X generations have been like. However, with this F50, I think they have made a very good quality leap in both versions. But first, let's talk about the generic version. In this case, the generic version, as you can see there, has a construction, at least in this color that I bought, a completely white construction, okay? It's a very nice pair, quite lightweight. And above all, it doesn't tend to have much weight, and in fact it doesn't. Neither of the two pairs weighs much. They are actually quite lightweight. And I think that's a positive point because, well, F50 aims for speed and lightness, so in this regard it's perfect. 10 out of 10. The uppers is in, it seems to me, more has a quite notable difference. I know these generic ones have an upper that's a little more cardboard-like, a bit more synthetic and somewhat harder, more rigid. It really feels like it's a bit more synthetic microfiber, so to speak. We have the fit, which in this case is made through an elastic and compressive closed fit, which is this kind of band in the middle that will provide us with a snug and quite elastic instep. We also have micro perforations on the sides, which in this instance are to lighten the weight. It's quite common in speed shoes. In terms of the sole, as you can see, it is a very good sole. It's a sole that has been repeated for many generations because it is really good. If you see it there, that's the case. It's exactly the same sole we've seen in past generations. Why? Because the sole is really good, folks. When a sole is good, it doesn't need to change. When something is good, it doesn't have to change every 2 years. If not, it remains the same. As you can see here, we also have the cushioning in white, which in this case is an EVA, something we've been seeing in previous generations, right? A pretty good pair with pretty good cushioning. On the other hand, we have the F50, in this case the Leo Messi edition. Here there is a very noticeable change. Number one, aesthetically, since it is a very different pair, much more beautiful with a totally different shine, and it's evident they've put more emphasis on it since it's practically for the most prominent player this brand has, which is Leo Messi. Moreover, the upper is not oriented as much towards a speed player. Why do I say this? Because it is a more padded upper. It's a more padded upper. It is an upper that feels very soft, very moldable. And I think this type of upper is quite appropriate because it is designed for a player like Leo Messi. Leo Messi actually uses the F50 but always has modifications. And furthermore, the fit remains the same. It doesn't change at all. It continues to use these bands, well, this closed instep, which isn't completely closed since it's only on the lateral parts of both models. The fit is the same. The most notable change, as I mentioned, is the upper, because if you look there, both uppers are very different. One really feels quite padded, while the other feels a bit more synthetic, a bit more direct in contact. Additionally, this is quite noticeable in terms of grip. The generic F50s have a lot of grip. You can even hear it over here. While the F50 Leo Messi has practically no grip. None. Except for the front part, which in this case has a type of rails that will try to give us a little bit of grip. Listen. But even so, the grip that we have between one and the other is quite noticeable. Now, many of you might ask, what about the sole, Brian? How is it? Does the sole change in the F50s for Leo Messi? No, let me tell you, it doesn't change at all. We have the same plates, the same cushioning system, except they've obviously put a bit more care into Messi's sole, right? Because it's Messi's, they've made it slightly more transparent. It looks a bit better, but it ends up being the same in terms of functionality and feel. Now, if we emphasize the feel a little bit, the sensations really are different, guys. A feeling that tickles my back. In this case, the generic F50s seem to me to be a boot 100% focused on speed. And for me, the best so far in terms of speed, and take note, the best in its range for speed. Above Puma Ultra, above Vapor, above many speed pairs. I think this pair is outstanding. On the other hand, the F50 seems like an excellent option for a player who, although clearly seeking speed, also looks for a very good strike and very good feel with the ball. Maybe not very good grip, but they like to have the ball controlled close to the foot. Although it is not an upper with a lot of grip, it is an upper that really makes you feel very comfortable. I don't know if you remember, but a while ago we made a video about the Puma Future, and I mentioned that those shoes had engravings all over the upper that made the ball sticks. Well, that's the same feeling this pair gave me. And it's not because it has too much grip, but because of the overall feeling, and it gave me those sensations, guys. In terms of the fit, it's actually the same as the generic ones, but what I liked most about this pair is the feel of the upper. The upper seems to me to be the most outstanding feature, and it's very, very soft, very, very comfortable. For me, personally, I ended up liking the Messi version more, which is why you can see I've put it through a bit more wear and tear. You can see it's quite worn with some marks and scratches here and there, and the sole is also a bit dirty, but that's because they've been used. You guys know well that the footwear we bring to the channel is always tested to give you the best opinion. On the side of the generic shoes, you can also see they've had wear and tear, but it shows even more due to their white color. The Messi F50s, being in that gold color, don't show it as much, but these white ones visibly show a lot of wear, especially on the back where it looks quite brown. In conclusion, guys, which is the better shoe? Well, we're not going to talk about durability because one has been used a bit more than the other. We need to equalize the usage between the F50 Leo Messi edition and the generics, as the generics have almost 2 months of use, and the F50s, well, the Leo Messi edition has almost a month. So we need to balance that out. Conclusions, guys, which shoes do I recommend? I recommend the generic F50s if you're a player all about speed who likes to shoot and is the type of player who gets a cutback pass and boom! Goal that scores, and it's a goal. Whereas the F50 Leo Messi I would recommend mainly for a player who likes to have a frequent contact with the ball, enjoys making short passes, and likes to change direction. A player like Leo Messi, a number 10, and someone who enjoys dribbling because the sensations are great for dribbling. Meanwhile, the generic F50s seem more suited for a player who likes to run, cut, and shoot, not so much for a dribbler. But indeed, the soles of both provide the same traction, so if the sole of this one has given us very good sensations for dribbling, the generic F50s should also give us the same sensations. So in that aspect, regarding the sole, guys, they are the same. So in my opinion, the only difference lies in the upper. Now, does that make the F50 Leo Messi shoes much better or the generic F50s much better? No. They're really shoes aimed at a different type of player, a different player profile. If you're a player like Messi, well, here you have the Leo Messi edition. If you're a player simply looking for a shoe for speed, for cutting, for shooting, for scoring goals, to be a bit faster, here you have the generic F50. So that's it, guys. That would be all for today's video. I hope you liked it. If you did, you can leave your like, subscribe, comment in the comment section. If you like the new quality we're having, if you like the shots we're working with, if you like how the video turned out, and especially if you like the comparison we've made between the generic F50 and the Leo Messi F50. So that's it. I'm Amor Al Futbol, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye-bye. Subscribe!